未来洗联储还有 HDO 洗币会别人抢着来成为国家流通的货币。接下来被国家认可、主权认可、主权流通，甚至大的这招地控制的金融集团流通，这是一定会发生的。
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you around the world. Today, welcome to episode 2 of Crypto News Talk. Today, I'm co-hosting with TRUE007. Please greet everybody, TRUE007.
Hello. Hello, Lily. Hello, everyone. I'm TRUE007. Welcome to our program.
Yes, we'll start off with today's discussion on El Salvador. As you know, the Republic of El Salvador in South and Central America has accepted Bitcoin as legal tender. But with the recent plunge in the digital currency market and Bitcoin, where do you think El Salvador will go from here? Let's watch the video before our discussion.
眺望萨尔瓦多西部山区，这个100%农业自给自足的村庄，当地宣称全都可以用比特币交易，对当地农民来说却是听都没听过。
Precisamente acá en el sector de Tacuba podría decirse que la economía acá de subsistencia pues es la agricultura. Y en cuanto al Bitcoin ha sido, la aceptación digamos ha sido bien poca. Acá en lo general pues podría decirse que ha sido casi nulo el uso de.
西部农村看不到，再转到首都圣萨尔瓦多也没什么人在用。
Bueno, prefiero usar mejor el dólar porque igual no entiendo lo del Bitcoin, se puede decir.
Porque ellos están frecuentemente usándolo. En cambio yo ahorita no lo estoy usando, simplemente solo uso el dólar.
比特币旗帜一个又一个，在西南边沿岸终于看到比特币踪影。这个号称比特币海滩的冲浪度假胜地，任何交易都可以用比特币，吸引更多外国游客到访。
Bitcoin it's for the future. Traditional currencies, the US dollar, the British pound, okay, they're all being devalued.
I was the first to accept Bitcoin. At first, nobody really knew what it was, but they explained to us that it was a virtual currency. I bought 2 cows. I couldn't have done it without Bitcoin.
Los salvadoreños tendrán una aplicación donde podrán recibir los bitcoins, los comercios, los pequeños empresarios, los comerciantes por cuenta propia, etc.
萨尔瓦多2021年9月独步全球，宣布把比特币列为法定货币。政府发放比特币给每个国民，只要注册比特币钱包 App， 就能获得价值$30的比特币，还在全国设置200台比特币 ATM。
Dollars are paid in and they are exchanged at the current exchange rate for crypto for Bitcoin, which then enters your own profile, your own wallet within the Chivo app. And that therefore allows Salvadorans to take their phones and pay using Bitcoin across numerous different places across the country.
有$30的比特币可拿，还声称到处都可以用比特币交易，看似相当吸引人又方便。但美国全国经济研究所 NBER 的数据显示，萨尔瓦多70%人口都没有银行账户，90%不用行动银行。比特币成法定货币后，仅有20%用了比特币钱包，大多数人都还是用现金支付。而萨国大举投资比特币不到1年后，价格就已摔得鼻青脸肿。总统布格雷当时斥资$1.03亿，买了2301个比特币，如今价值腰斩，只剩5100万美元，等于惨跌超过50%，相当于蒸发掉新台币超过15亿元的央行储备。
Yes, that's a very interesting news. El Salvador has been trying to modernize its economy by spending so much money on the Bitcoin. Yet, do you think it's serving its purpose, Ling Chi?
Yes. Bitcoin, it's not backed up by gold. That's one of the weaknesses. It doesn't have really the inherent value. Okay. and the market prices is fluctuate in accordance with the whatever the economical and the legal and administrative conditions, as we're seeing already. In contrast of that, I think we can say that the HCN, Hcoin is a much better future with its already circulating. The usability has been proven, so, and also the stability of the price has been proven as well. We also know in Salvador, 90%, if in the country 90% people doesn't use a bank account. So I think that the chance to transfer from fiat into Bitcoin, it's going to be very difficult. And also we had probably the acceptability, the usability, rather than the Bitcoin beach. Okay, they're promoting by the president. I think it's a bit shaky. You can see that in contrast, I think it's not going to be popularized the way the Bitcoin is. Okay, back to you.
Yeah, that's a very good example how politicians trying to be businessmen, putting the country financial assets at risk. As you say, it's a rich man's game because, like you say, only 90% of the people in the country do not use mobile banking, and maybe not many people, 70% of the people, they do not use banking at all. So there's no real meaning. It only benefits the 20% who has utilized the wallet app so far. And I think that the loss of value is a real shame. Let's at the same time, it's known that quantum computer is coming up at the end of the year, and quantum computer has the technology to decrypt the Bitcoin, which again is putting this investment at risk again.
Correct. I agree.
Yeah.
I think if you only have 20% people who are using it, and the other 80% due to they don't even have a mobile. So I think all the digital currency it's high tech driven. If the population doesn't have like 90% of connections into the traditional network of communication, for example, telecommunications, or even Elon Musk's star communications, if you lost the communication, no matter how good the coin is, there's no possibility technically you can't transfer from one A to B, point to point. So this is a fundamental sense. It's like if you don't build highways, what's the point that you buy all the supercars and buy good cars? Everyone have a car. I mean, you don't have a highway. How are you going to drive yourself from A to B? So I think the base fundamental infrastructure has to be there before the usability can be promoted or popularized. Back to you, Lily.
Correct. Let's move on to advancement. Our next topic, the advancement of technology and the development of quantum computers, how it will change the future. And this is a report by Yahoo in Taiwan. Let's look at the PPT, please.
According to the Bitcoins, you can see quantum computers rises from Australia Lab A. It's a threat to cryptocurrency, isn't it? Let's have a look. Next slide.
Yes, quantum computer is very powerful. It apparently it can decrypt something that takes years to a matter of hours. Shall I read this one? Quantum computer will change the world. According to a report by Taiwan Yahoo, quantum computers are seen as a game changer in the encryption system. Especially the existing Bitcoin will suffer from a decryption crisis as soon as next year. IBM has revealed that Taiwan's Natural Person Certification IC card, the key length is 2048 bits. and it would take 4.6 billion years to decrypt using the old normal computer. But it will take, with the 200,000 bit quantum computer, it will only take 8 hours. Wow, that's frightening. Do you have anything? Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have a discussion with this one. You know, traditionally, the what do you call it, the algorithm and the speed of the core. Okay, it's a it's being enhanced. There's a supercomputer. Let's say before the quantum computer is a supercomputer. But when you come to quantum computer, example being given that it normally take you eons of years to computerize. For example, the ID in Taiwan, okay, the medical ID and system, but now it only takes about a few hours to to open the key, and then you can access any information from which. That's very significant. Okay, that's very significant in terms of the future technology-driven digital currency. I think if we look at the next slides, we can find more. Please, next slides. So the biggest problem facing quantum computers is that they are not as accurate as traditional supercomputers and cannot give very precise answers. That's one point. Second point is quantum computers are suitably applicable in n scenarios to find the best answer computing model. For example, in the area of financial analysis, material pharmaceuticals, machine learning, and traffic control. So this is a very interesting concept. So what you can see from here, what this quantum computer is good at, it's find the best answer among n different scenarios. In other words, it can help you make it the probably practical, okay, valuable decisions, which takes years to make in a traditional computer, okay. But that's what it is good at. So machine learning, material pharmaceuticals, which is shorten the time of a drug testing. For example, if you want to do the real valid vaccination, then you will need these computers instead of 10, 20 years of human testing in a traditional conventional way. But if you use these supercomputers, especially quantum computers, it can shorten the time of the testing. Okay, when you're making that, this will have a significant advancement for human medicine. Okay, whereas the financial analysis, I know that the supercomputer has been used in financial analysis modeling, but I think with quantum computers, there is a promotion of quantum trading. So I don't know how quantum how fast the speed is. It's probably more like a supercomputer trading or machine trading. It has a good point or bad point. The bad point, you see, it has been triggering a lot of financial crises, like sell downs. The computer model will tell you, okay, everyone's selling. What happens? Then you have all the big trading institutions like JP Morgan, Price Waterhouse, and any advisors use quantum computer will tell the client, hey, come on, let's sell the whole note. When everyone starts to sell, you know what happened? It will trigger financial crashes. Okay. So this is a bad thing. Of course, when everyone say buy, you know what happened? It will spike a high price rises of the stock or the commodities. So that's a bad part of it. So if everyone have the quantum computer, just imagine really, then everyone it's a genius. So it will become a war between different quantum computers who own the computer, and then set up the agenda, a goal. So the war might be finished. In terms of when I think about that. In terms of how our Himalaya Exchange is so advanced, where our computer can, in about a couple of hours, can encrypt this whole key that the Bitcoin users use. So in other words, we can steal all the coin into our coin, and they lost every coin in a matter of maybe minutes when the war started. So this unrestricted war, I can see that. So that's why Mao score, Qige is very, very much emphasized on, we gotta be a high technology driven, and we need to have that. We're gonna invest on that, and he's been doing that over the last, 20 years, as far as we know. All right, back to you, Lily.
Yes, certainly. The arrival of quantum computer was certainly 100% for sure, beyond doubt, changing the landscape of cryptocurrency and the value of Bitcoin. And Bitcoin, as Mao Guo has said again and again, it will come to nothing because a valuable digital currency must have the latest decentralized technology with centralized management. And our H-coin and stable coin, HDO, certainly fit this category. Let's move on to the next topic, and that how our HDO has been used in our HDO has gained the trust of RM Sotheby in its option of car purchase. Let's move on to the next slide. Yes, our iconic Ferrari F1 car sold by RM Sotheby using cryptocurrency Himalaya dollar. According to a report by Himalaya Finance. Next slide, please.
Yes. Next slide. So,
a
according to report,
Ferrari, a 640 race car has been sold using the stablecoin Himalaya dollar HDO. The transaction was undertaken by RM Sotheby, the classic car auction house, and was completed for the equivalent of 3.6 million euro. The car was owned by British ex-racer Nigel Mansell. Who is this person, Nigel Mansell? Next slide, please. Nigel Mansell won the 1992 Formula One World Championship and 1993 North American Formula Car World Championship. Ferrari 640 won third place for the Italian team in the 1989 World Team Championship and won the Brazilian and Hungarian Grand Prix for Mansell. For the first time in history, a works driver publicly auctioned off his Grand Prix Ferrari. Okay, this certainly is a high-profile car auction. Ling Chi, would you like to comment on how you see these sales?
Well, I think the first thing is as we briefed everyone. Okay, so the buyer is decided to use the HDO for world-class car purchase. That's the first point. Okay, so when the buyer is decided to use HDO for the world-class car purchase, which means, in the high cost level, in the elite level, this HDO is become famous. So, and that any usability expansion has to be awareness. So this is awareness is there. And despite the recent plunge in the cryptocurrency market, HDO has remained stable at 1 versus 1 with the US dollar without the fluctuation. This is one of the things where no other coin would have, you see, where the Ethereum, Dogecoin, okay, or Bitcoin, they all plunged. I mean, reduced, the price has been reduced from 64,000 US dollars now back under 20 K US dollars. So this is a huge big. So we reduced the value by 2/3 of it, where our Himalaya dollar still remains minimum fluctuation at all. Okay, but no matter how the fluctuation is, the H dollar equal to 1 US dollar never change. You know why? Because we keep the fund there. with 20% the gold backing and the rest of that cash in there. This is why where other platforms without the KYC, without whatever they decide in the white page, they have shifted the cash they taken from sell the token, okay, into leveraged into other crypto asset or into other highly volatile assets and commodities in the market. This is why they so-called stable coin, they are very unstable. So it's a liar. Where only our KYC in the H dollar, okay, has gained a test and has stick into the white page and did what we did. So this is called TRUE007 profile, okay, and the only if you are running a design in the system like that, then there's no fake. So we know Bitcoin are owned by mostly, 90% of Bitcoin owned by 2% owners. Most of them are CCP members and cards. So in that way, you can't expecting anything better than just deceptions, okay? And so you're going to lose money if you do. But in contrast, you see, we have used military-grade technologies, make the Himalaya coin of the most, secure cryptocurrencies on the market in this time. So it's very impressive, this market, the H2O and the stable coin together, okay, and has remained when the rest of the world remain very uncertainty, and we have remained certainty and value. So, all right, that's how I can see. And also another thing about it is Nigel Mansell. It's very trusted 1992 Formula One World Championship, and also 1993 North American Formula Car World Championship. And normally the Ferrari 640 has won third prize in the Italian team in 1989, okay, and also won, in the Grand Prix for Mansell as well. This is the first time in history a work driver publicly auctioned of his Grand Prix Ferrari. So in other words, this is the first time in history, okay, it's auctioned. This Grand Prix Ferrari is auctioned. It's such a valuable collection car, okay? If you just keep it, the value will continue goes up, okay? But, someone like Nigel Mansell willing to transfer, okay, make transactions, okay, which undertaking the H coin, H dollar instead. That means he has 100% trust over the value of it. And no matter what happened in the future, he would make a rational decision, the future value by holding the H dollar, okay, then transfer the in H coin, it will be much valuable than just the asset, than the physical car itself stay in the garage, okay, displaying, or then take a US dollars cash. So can you see that? This is something very significant for someone so famous to recognize that. But Miles Gore said we're going to have more people recognize us in all different sectors. So we're looking forward to see that as well, Lily.
Yes, you have covered a lot of points about Himalaya dollar, how everything that you've covered, can be summarized in what you call the new term called tokenomics for cryptocurrency. It has to be backed, as you say. Himalaya dollar is correlated with gold, and we have the 20% backing it has 20% of gold backing in Himalaya dollar. It is stable with the plunge of cryptocurrency and in cryptocurrency market. Our HTO has remained 1-to-1 at par with the US dollar. So it is stable, and also it has to be circulable, because like we have seen in the Bitcoin in El Salvador, even though it's pushed in the country, it's promoted in the country, but it's not circulated, so it's not serving the purpose of currency. And of course, we have the latest military grade technology that protects the security of dollar. It is decentralized and decentralized, and then we have centralized management of the dollar. So our HDO fits all the elements that is required of a good investment of HDO, Himalaya dollar. At the same that, of course, HDO and H coin is the brainchild of Miles Gore. Without his experience and foresight, this will not come about without him. I think we are very lucky. We are extremely fortunate to be able to have a hand in this investment at the very, very early stage. I'm sure this HDO and H coin have lots of room to inflate in the future with the world that is going around now, with the collapse of banking system around the world. I'm sure it will be an attractive investment for many, many years to come. Do we have a video to end? Do we have a Miles Gore video to end with?
洗币的最大不同，今天的重点，战友们再说一遍啊，洗币的所有收到的法币等同于钱，在银行里边已经明确的，我再重申一遍啊，七哥为此永远负责任，告诉你，1分钱不能动的。你看白皮书，我们爆料革命是战友是跟着我投了他洗联储的，其他我管不了，洗联储我管不了，我啥也管不了，但是投资机构的股东因我而来的和战友而去的，这一点是100%我可以向你们保证的。任何情况下，就是你所带来的法币的稳定币，相对应的 HDO 是不会做任何金融产品，不做任何杠杆，不做任何其他挪用和支付，不受任何所谓的市场波动，就是 HDO。HDO 就是洗联储的和美元对应的就是美元，永远不会改变，不会像 USDT、Luna 去把自己的所谓账上的法币锚定去买，他把钱只要挪用了，你是买了比特币，你是买了 NFT 都不重要，只要你挪用离开银行都叫挪用。所有的洗联储永远的钱，只要你变成 HDO 了，永远不会。你买了 Hcoin 了 HCN 了，那你这钱你说了不算，人家洗币说了算，人家洗联储说了算。只要你在 HDO 你的账号上，永远不会有任何挪开，不是挪用，挪开参与任何杠杆这是绝对的，绝对的没有任何余地的。数字货币现在从第一代的比特币到以太坊的第二代币，到我们现在我们用以太坊技术也是，到我们现在的数字币马上进入第3代，第3代数字币就从热钱包、冷钱包过渡到最现代的钱包，完全个人化、绝密化、生物化的数字货币钱包，全人类只有我们一家提生物钱包。啥叫生物钱包？巴黎和大牛，他俩再开夫妻2个。生理特征是完全不同的，是吧？未来就这2口子，他有的所有的币，你想谁也拿不走。他可以用各种身体的特征来设定自己的数字的加密系统，完全从人类现在已经是完全智能化的思考，就我脑子想，我身体一动，这个币就可以动，这个不是开玩笑。这就是现在的真正的最核心的生物技术。咱们的整个洗币、整个洗机系列走在时代上最前端。
Wow. Okay, so we'll be delighted to see this will become a reality and being practiced in the G series, and also H coins, H dollar, and Himalaya Exchange system. So in a nutshell, the Bitcoin is going to be disappeared. Okay, we can see, and also the H coin is the future, which will driven the digital currency for the future of human race, especially if you are unjabbed. Okay, especially. So let's take down the CCP and hope we're going to expecting, driven by high technology, okay, and the biocomputers, we're going to expecting a brightened world with happiness for all the human races of our next generation, of course, parent generation as well. Thank you very much, everyone. So, Lily, you want to say goodbye to everyone? We'll finish here today.
Yes, take down the CCP and H coin to the moon. Thank you for joining us today. Thanks for your patience. And we'll see you in the next episode of Crypto News Talk. Goodbye.
Okay, goodbye, good night, good morning. See you next time, same time.